Hello, everyone. My name is Adam Landenberger, and I'm an admissions counselor with the University of Wisconsin Green Bay Marinette campus. Today, I get to walk you through a presentation about what it's like to be a student at UW Green Bay and share a little bit about myself. So, I myself am a graduate of UW Green Bay Marinette campus, so I received my associate's degree from UW Green Bay Marinette back in 2015. Today, I'm going to walk you through what it's like to be a current student with UW Green Bay, student life, cost, our professors, and all those great things. So let's get started. I'm going to start off by sharing my screen here. You are going to see some students when we first get this shared that are currently attending UW Green Bay Marinette campus. So to start us off, we have Mara and Mallory Allen. They are current students at UW Green Bay that are planning on completing their bachelor degrees with UW Green Bay main campus. And they will both be receiving their associate's degrees from UW Green Bay Marinette this very semester. So for spring 2021, they're going to graduate from Marinette campus and then continue on to the Green Bay campus. They had jobs on campus with Marinette campus as far as our tutoring center. So they helped out virtually this current semester, but in the past, they've helped out in person for students that need some assistance in some of their classes. But lots of great opportunities for them. And we're very proud that they're going to be graduating with us and continuing down at the Green Bay campus. So let's go through this presentation, see what it's like to be a current student at UW Green Bay and all the opportunities that you have accessible to you while you're a student with us. So if you zoom on out, this is what campus looks like from afar. Down here we have our field house where we have some classes as well as our workout facility and pool. And then over here we have our three main buildings as far as UW Green Bay Marinette campus. So let's take a peek inside the main building now. So when you first walk into UW Green Bay Marinette campus, the first office that you're going to see is the Office of Student Services. So Pam's shining face is located right here, but she's going to be right inside Student Services as soon as you step foot on campus. Pam's been here for quite some years, and she's glad to help out as far as financial aid. She'll help you figure out how to set an appointment with your academic advisor. She'll make sure you know about the upcoming events on campus, job opportunities, and more. But Pam is a great person to ask first about what is happening on campus and what you can do to get involved. And so she is our information specialist and helps out with all those great tools. Our bottom left picture here, we have a picture of our closet, which is on campus here with UW Green Bay Marinette, and students can turn there if you ever need some assistance. So our closet has clothing if students need it. It has hygiene products, food, school supplies. So if you ever find yourself on hard times and you need some resources, we unlock the door at the beginning of the day and we lock it at the end of the day. And if students ever need some assistance, there's no judgment and it's a great tool in case you ever need it. But there's lots of great things happening at UW Green Bay Marinette. We know one of the most important things when it comes down to deciding on a college is going to be cost. And so here we have what it looks like to be a student with UW Green Bay and the cost affiliated with being a student at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. So each year we give out over $36,000 in scholarships as part of the UW Marinette Foundation. And here's what it looks like to study that associate's degree. So in college, you're going to do general education courses. Usually takes 2 years to get an associate's degree. And this is the cost that students pay while being at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. And it's one of the lowest in the entire UW system, which is super exciting. So we have the same cost if you are a Wisconsin resident, or if you are an Upper Michigan resident, or if you live in Menominee County. So if you reside in either of those locations, it's going to be right around $6,300 for a full year at Marinette campus. We've got an estimate in there for tuition and fees. That's going to be the money that you're paying for your classes. That's going to be the money you're paying for those extra resources, like being able to cheer on the sports teams for free, getting the tutoring center assistance, mental health counseling, writing labs, all that kind of stuff. So $5,300 is the cost for a full year at Marinette campus for your tuition and fees. One thing that's nice about our tuition and fees is we have a plateau. So if you're taking between 12 and 18 credits, it's the exact same cost. So instead of paying per credit, you're going to pay the same if it's 12 to 18. The only difference is if you are taking an online course, there's going to be a $25 distance education fee. If you're taking one 3-credit course that's online, that's an extra $75, which is a lot cheaper than paying for a full other credit online or all that kind of stuff for extra credit. So the cost per credit for Wisconsin and Upper Michigan residents is right around $200 for that, along with all the fees that are associated with that too. Books and supplies is right around $800 for a full year. That's just an estimate. We don't traditionally see students paying that much, and they always have the opportunity to rent books, sell them back, and that good stuff too. And then there is a first year student fee cost estimate as well. So if you're a Wisconsin resident or an Upper Michigan resident, which we see a lot of our students coming from, it's going to be around $6,300 for a full year at Marinette campus. With UW Green Bay Marinette, students also have opportunities to get that to drop a little bit with the FAFSA application. So the FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid. Students are eligible for grants through the state and federal level, work study, which is on-campus employment opportunities, and then subsidized and unsubsidized loans. The bare minimums that they have to give you for subsidized and unsubsidized loans are going to cover just about all the costs for UW Green Bay for a full year at Marinette campus. One of the main reasons I decided with UW Green Bay Marinette campus was that I was able to save a ton of money. So I got some scholarships from my high school and I got a couple from campus. So I studied at Marinette campus for that associate's degree and paid next to nothing, which is huge. That's a great way to make college affordable for you, and so that everyone that wants to study has the opportunity to do so and finances aren't holding them back. So students will pay this much for an associate's degree for 100 and 200 level courses. We do offer 300 and 400 level courses at Marinette campus and online, and we offer bachelor degree options with Marinette campus as well. So that cost is going to be more than what you see here for the associate's degree. But for those first 2 years, this is what students pay at UW Green Bay Marinette campus, which is a great way to save some money. Now that we talked a little bit about cost, let's talk about the application process. So I'm your go-to person. I help you from start to finish with the application, and I'll help you all the way up to the time that it comes for you to pick out your classes and enroll. As far as the application, it's very easy. We just need the application itself, which contains an essay. It's not scary. We just want to hear from you things that we can't see on your transcripts. After the application, we need a copy of your transcript. So either you can send that on over or your guidance counselor could. And then we are test optional through 2025. So if you want to give us your ACT scores or SAT scores, you can, but it is not a requirement. It's up to you. And then the fourth item that's sometimes necessary is going to be a fee. So we have no cost applications through summer 2021 with UW Green Bay. But if you're applying after that, the fee might be a little bit different. But a fee of $25 is ever an obstacle. We have fee waivers to make the application no cost to you, as long as you can get some assistance as far as your guidance counselor agreeing that that's something that you need some help with. But through summer 2023, there's no cost that's going to come up as far as the application, which is super nice. So now that we've talked a little bit about applying and cost, let's look at what it's like to be a student at UW Green Bay. One thing that I did forget to mention is the timeline. So if you apply to UW Green Bay, it'll open up August 1st, the summer before your senior year. And then once we have your application received and complete, once we have the application, transcripts, and the optional test scores, students hear back within 2 weeks on an admissions decision. So we're not going to make you wait for a month at a time. We'll get back to you pretty quick, which is awesome. Now we talked about student services, let's talk about the student union. All right, so this is something that's located right inside our main building with UW Green Bay Marinette. We've got some different pictures here. On the top left, we have a picture of our LGBTQ+ center that is located right in the back of the building, and students are able to go there for different resources as far as educating themselves on the LGBTQIA+ community. We have different interns that'll do programming and events for the LGBT+ community and those that want to be allies. And then there's just a nice little lounge space where you can chill, do homework, and meet other people, which is nice. And the next picture over is going to be of our Veterans Lounge. So our Veterans Lounge is located in our student union. And we realized that not all of the students at UW Green Bay Marinette campus are going to be coming right out of high school. We have non-traditional students as well. And we have a ton of first-generation students. So if you're first generation and non-traditional, you're not going to be the only 30-year-old in your class. And you're not going to be the only one that's raising a family. So we have a ton of different students that attend UW Green Bay Marinette campus, and we want to make sure we're accommodating them all, which is why we have these awesome resources. So with our Veterans Lounge here at UW Green Bay Marinette campus, we have different veterans that work for the university, spouses of different faculty members that are military too, and it's a great place for students to go and study, meet new people that they might possibly not already be acquainted with, and just get a nice little quiet space to do your homework. The next picture over is going to be from our campus cafe, as well as this picture right here. So we have tasty food, there's vending machines, there's lots of space to do your homework. So the campus cafe is a great place to sit between classes if you're looking for some time to kill, or we hold a bunch of events here too to get our students engaged. Right here's a picture of the student union itself. So we have foosball tables, ping pong, table tennis, different arcade games, and one of our student organizations is the Gamers Guild. So they'll get together, put on different game nights, all that fun stuff too. But the student union is a great resource for students that are looking to spend some time on campus, get involved in those different student organizations and events, and have a good time as well. All right, so we talked about some of the fun and the different services that you have available to you at UW Green Bay Marinette, but let's talk about the important thing, the classes. So our average class size with UW Green Bay Marinette campus is going to be around 12 students, and you'll see there that 85% of our full-time faculty hold a PhD, which is the highest degree you can get. So while you're paying for your education, you're paying to learn from someone that really knows what they're talking about. So at Marinette campus and at Green Bay campus, we don't have teachers, assistants instructing courses. You're going to have that small class size, and you're going to learn from your professor that holds that really high degree. At UW Green Bay Marinette campus, we like to highlight a couple of our professors here. On the far left, we have a Professor Rochelle, who's one of our English professors. So she helps get students excited about English composition, those writing courses, those papers. A lot of students fear that they're going to have to write a 15-page paper every single week. That's not how college works. But Professor Rochelle makes English really exciting, and she has tons of tips and tricks to make sure that you're making the most out of the different resources on campus, like the Writing Center, like the library services, to make sure your paper is spot on. The next person over, we have Sue Craver. She is one of our business professors at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. She's been teaching here for over 20 years. That really tells you something about someone. So she has been teaching here in our business, our finance, accounting, all that type of stuff for the past 20 years. So she really cares about UW Green Bay students, and she knows how to make them succeed in classes, which is exciting too. So if you're interested in anything as far as business, Sue Craver is absolutely excellent, and she has different connections as far as the community, internships, and she helps students pick out their classes if they decide to get a bachelor's degree in management with UW Green Bay too. Over here, we have Dr. Renee Richer. So she is one of our biology professors here at UW Green Bay Marinette campus, and she has this really cool opportunity for first-year students that want to do some hands-on research. So she studies cyanobacteria, which is like algae blooms and stuff like that, and she's linking it to Alzheimer's and related diseases for mental abilities as well. So doing this research in your first or second semester can really boost your resume if you're looking to go to graduate school, or you really just want to have an awesome experience to brag about when it comes time for interviews after graduation. So Dr. Renee Richer does that right here with students on Marinette campus, and the research is redone at universities all across the United States, which is pretty awesome too. Right here on the bottom left, we have Dr. Rebecca Stone Thornberry. So she is our theater professor right here at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. She has directed productions in the past. She also teaches at UW Green Bay main campus. But if you're interested in working backstage, on stage, or any of that type of stuff, she's an excellent resource. Students can actually get credit for working backstage, in productions, and more. This is actually her and her husband in a recent production with Theater on the Bay, which we'll talk about in just a little bit here. But if you want to take an arts class, but you don't want to be doing like drawing or painting or anything like that, art history is another great way in theater to get some of those general education requirements out of the way. An absolute fun way to get involved on stage at the UW Green Bay Marinette campus, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a few minutes here. All right, so we talked about the excellent professors that you'll have right here at UW Green Bay Marinette campus, but another important thing is that hands-on learning. So right here we have Professor Lydia DeDillman. She's our art faculty member at UW Green Bay Marinette campus, and she has had paper making workshops in the past years here at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. So they make paper from scratch. They squeeze the pulp, all that kind of stuff to make homemade paper as just a fun project. But we also have like the studio spaces where students do drawing, painting, ceramics, all that type of stuff right here at UW Green Bay Marinette. We also have a greenhouse on campus where Dr. Renee Richer has taken her botany students, and then we have chemistry and biology experiments, all that good stuff too. Regardless of what type of classes you're hoping to take, you're really going to have that hands-on experience, and it's going to be small too. So we mentioned that the average class size at UW Green Bay Marinette campus is 12 students. Our largest lecture space seats 60 students. So you're not going to have 100 people in your class. Your professors are going to know if you're missing class and check in with you if things are going awry for a little bit, and they'll be able to know you by name and call on you by name. That's definitely not something that you'd be able to say about a larger institution, so we like to brag about that here at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. If you're in a chemistry class or biology class, there are going to be no more than 24 students in the lab, so there's going to be equipment for all of you. You're not going to be missing things because you're going to be able to ask your professor that knows you by name to make sure you're looking at the right things in the microscope and there's no bad reactions to your experiments, all that kind of stuff, but some very great opportunities right here for that hands-on learning. Outside of the associate's degree with UW Green Bay, which is traditionally those first 2 years of college, you can also get bachelor degrees at UW Green Bay as part of hybrid learning. So some of your classes might be online, some of your classes might be in person, but we've got a handful of the programs that we offer right here. So students can study business management and hybrid for that bachelor's degree, electrical engineering technology, health information management technology, psychology, nursing, and writing and applied arts. These are all brought to you by the Marinette Higher Education Coalition, which we'll talk about in a few minutes as well. But if you want to start and finish your degree right here in Marinette, you can. If you want to finish at Green Bay without transferring, you can do that too. But right here at UW Green Bay Marinette campus, you're going to get all those gen eds knocked out and then go on from there. And we're going to tell awesome stories about you down the road too. Right here we have Cassidy MacArthur. So she just moved down to the Green Bay campus to finish her degree. So she's looking at English and creative writing. She started in a ton of different productions here at Marinette campus for Theater on the Bay, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. But Cassidy had a great experience with her associate's degree, and she wanted to continue with Green Bay because she truly felt part of the Phoenix family. I myself grew up doing theater on campus here at UW Green Bay Marinette. I was able to present during our undergraduate research program that we do every single year. There's just so much hands-on learning that I wouldn't have received if I was at a bigger institution. I was sitting next to students that were from a whole bunch of different high schools, from people that were at the high school I graduated from that I had never really talked to before. But at Marinette campus, we have students from over 40 local high schools that attend, and you're going to be able to make new friends in college too, which is some of the fun parts. All right, so once more, we have our three main buildings. So we have our main building, we have our library building, and we have our fine arts building. Some stuff that we didn't go over while looking at some of the pictures for our main building are classrooms. So our largest classroom that seats 60 students is going to be located in our main building. We also have a tutoring center where we have an English and math professor with our offices right in the tutoring center in case you need help. We have different tutors for math, English, and lots of online options for tutoring as well. Students have access to different study spaces that they can rent out in the main building. The students have access to mental health counseling, and we've got a private space available for them for that as well. We have our closet, which we talked about, which has those resources if you ever need some hygiene products, clothing, food, school supplies, any of that type of stuff. And the greenhouse is all located right here in the main building with UW Green Bay Marinette campus. We also have a gazebo out back. We have a fire pit and all these parking spots that you see around campus. Students can park for free, which is nice too. Now we talked a little bit about the main building. Let's take a peek inside the library. So with our library, students can get some nice sunshine. It's not a dark space. It's not a silent space. Students are able to have fun and do that work between classes, which is important. So there's a ton of greenery that was removed from the greenhouse and rehomed in the library when it was overgrown. And then one of my favorite spots about the library is this space over here. So we have like a sunroom that's right off the edge of the library. It overlooks the Bay of Green Bay. We're located right on the water with UW Green Bay Marinette campus, and students are able to study in there, enjoy either the sunshine or the beautiful snow when it's located on the bay and it's frozen on over. But the library is an excellent spot. We've got computers in there. There's a computer lab right off the library, and in here as well, there are individual study spaces that students can rent out if they're looking to do homework and either group projects or anything else like that too. If students have any questions about resources in the library for books, online resources, or more, we have an excellent library staff to help students out, make sure that they're getting their papers written well and getting extra materials that they might need for some of their coursework, all right there in the library too. We are part of the Marinette Area Higher Education Coalition. So that's an agreement between NWTC Marinette and UW Green Bay Marinette. And that's how we're offering bachelor degrees right here in Marinette, which is exciting. But here we have the UW Green Bay Phoenix. So that is the staff that works over at Marinette campus. So that's myself, Cindy Bailey, who's our CEO. We've got our Marinette Campus Buccaneer, so that's our athletic mascot, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. And then right here we have Jennifer Flatt, who is the dean at NWTC Marinette, Miranda, who is an admissions counselor with NWTC, and the NWTC Eagle right there as well. So we do have library services shared between NWTC and UW Green Bay. So if you want to go use their library, if they want to come use ours, if students want to go over to NWTC for student events, they can do that. If we want to participate in athletic teams for Marinette campus, NWTC students can do that too. Overall, UW Green Bay is really part of the community with Marinette campus and the Higher Education Coalition. So we're proud of all the different opportunities the community has brought us to. All right. So speaking of the community and clubs, UW Green Bay has over 16 different clubs and organizations. Some of those are going to be things based off of what you're interested in. So we have an anime club, we have a psychology club, we have a gamers guild that does different board games, lots of different ways to get involved with that. If you are interested in doing something along the lines of music, you can get involved in Theater on the Bay. If you want to do student government, that's something you can continue in college as well. The Pride Center and our LGBT Plus Center has tons of things that go on. So there's lots of ways to have a fun time at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. This is a picture from International Women's Day. Each year we have a panel to hear from members of the community, how they got to their current jobs and how they're doing so as women and all the accomplishments that they've overcome, which is always exciting. We have Music Mondays traditionally each semester. That's where we bring in different bands Monday nights to have little concerts, which is fun. We have a ton of different events that consist of come get free food and have a good time. So that's always a great thing to do in college. And then we have different pickup games that students can do for like intramurals. So if you want to put together a kickball tournament, we will help you do that. If you want to play flag football or anything else like that, let us know and we'll be glad to help as well. As far as the community of Marinette, we are about 2 miles from Michigan, which sounds like it's very close because it is, but the UP is right nearby, so if you want to explore the UP, you can. If you want to explore all of the different areas as far as Marinette County, we have a ton of waterfalls. We have campus kayaks that students can use and get out on the water. Like I said, we're located right on the Bay of Green Bay, which is exciting, but there's so much to do in the community of Marinette. There are on-campus jobs, lots of jobs in the community as well, and students have access to a tool called Handshake to get them associated with some of those opportunities. We have lots of great things that students can do right here on campus, and it's pretty easy to figure out what's going on because we have stuff plastered around campus on posters. Students get lots of email reminders about upcoming events and more. All right, so that was a peek inside the library building, which also has a computer lab and has some of our digital classes too. So some of our classes will have a teacher instruct at Sheboygan or Green Bay or Manitowoc, and the class will be streamed to Marinette campus. So you have a little mouse next to you and you can ask questions live and get those answered. But our library actually has a couple distance education classes, which is pretty cool as well. All right, in our theater building, we have Theater on the Bay. So this is located right outside with a statue put together by one of our previous art faculty members at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. But there's a ton of different ways for you to get involved, and one of those is theater. So I actually grew up doing theater on the Bay. So I started in productions when I was in 4th grade, and I continued in them until I graduated high school. So theater is something that you can do regardless of what program you want to study. If you want to be a business student or a nursing student, you can still participate in theater, which wouldn't happen at a larger institution. You could be that main person in the play your very first semester, or you can help out backstage, set building, anything like that, and get college credit too. But with Theater on the Bay, there's lots of different productions each year as far as our summer productions, our plays, and then we have children's theater too. So children's theater is for those 18 and under. So if you want to help out with that, it is an absolute ball. That's something I did when I was at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. I worked backstage for our children's productions and made sure they ran smoothly. But theater is a great way to get involved if you're enjoying arts and all that kind of stuff too. If you want to join different choral ensembles or bands, we have the NEW Band, which is for Northeast Wisconsin, and we also have a choral opportunity through the West Shore Chorale that has performances that take place at Theater on the Bay too. This is a picture from Mamma Mia, which was the musical that we did in 2019 for the summer at UW Green Bay Marinette campus. If that's something you want to get involved with, you can totally do that and support fellow students. And then right here we have Carrie Moody. She's actually a graduate of UW Green Bay. She is in charge of our alumni relations, and she even participates in Theater on the Bay, which I think is pretty cool too. Right across the hall from theater, we have an art gallery that students can check out too. So there's traditionally a different art exhibit every single month in the art gallery. And then towards the end of the semester, our art students get to show off their artwork too. So if you want to go to a school, have your art on display and show off all that great work, you can do that right here at Marinette campus. Once more, if you were at a bigger institution where they have 30,000 students, there's no way you're showing off all your art that first semester, but you can do that at Marinette, which is pretty special. There's some different art galleries in the community that some of our art students go and explore. If you're interested in painting, drawing, ceramics, all that kind of stuff, we've got lots of resources to connect you to if you want to learn more. All right, so those are our 3 main buildings once more. We've got our main building, library, and our theater. All free parking in all these places. And next we're going to check out what our field house looks like, which is one of our buildings on campus that has our workout facility. That's where our gym is. Some of our environmental science classes take place at the field house. But let's check this on out. So we have a women's volleyball team. And once more, our mascot with UW Green Bay Marinette campus is the Buccaneers. Coach Dan has the volleyball team here. This group won their conference for the first time since the early 2000s in 2019. We're very proud of them and all the things that they accomplished. And these students had a ton of different experiences while on campus too. So Sierra right here, she was actually one of our front desk student workers right here in the student service office. So there are lots of things students do in the classroom, but there's lots of opportunities for employment, hard work in those extracurricular research projects, and more right here at Marinette campus. Here we have Coach Brian with our men's basketball team. Students are able to go and check out our athletic games in the field house for free with their campus ID. That's something very easy to get your hands on. But our overall workout facility is free for students, $0 compared to Planet Fitness or Anytime Fitness or anything else like that. So that's a great way to save some money and get into shape if that's something you're working on. But this is a picture from our gym itself with our beautiful Buccaneers on the floor. And then we have our River City pool, which is located in the field house too. So students have access to all of this for free if that's something you want to cheer on your friends with, or if you want to help out sidelines with games. We have students that do scorekeeping, all that kind of stuff too, and that's a great way to get involved on campus. So now we talked a little bit about everything. Let's go over contact info once more. So once more, I'm Adam Landenberger. I'm the admissions counselor with UW Green Bay Marinette campus. You can always call or text 715-504-3303, and I'd be glad to help on out. I'd love to see you in person for a visit at UW Green Bay Marinette campus, or schedule a one-on-one appointment with me too. And you can always call 920-465-2111, and we'd be glad to get any questions you have answered that way too. In the meantime, I hope you're all staying safe and healthy, and I hope to hear more from you soon about your interest in UW Green Bay Marinette campus. Thanks so much, and once more, get a hold of me at 715-504-3303. 3303, and I'd be glad to help on out. Have a great day, and I hope to hear more from you soon. Bye.